What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Friday Night Wars. And I'm talking, so you already know what happened. Mike's finally back from his week off, and he's here. And you know what? We're not even going to count last week. I'll give the win to Joe Scurto because he came in and the way he dominated and performed well on Friday Night Wars and took that. So we'll give him the win. But Mike's back, and you guys already know it's ready to go. So let's hit that intro.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday Night War Zone. Friday Night War Zone. Hey yo, it's Phil Flames. I'm with Mike on the Mic and Joe Morley. About to bring you more heat. Welcome to the war zone. You can have a floor seat. Watch them on your iPhone. Watch them on your Galaxy. It's a sports debate show. Straight up out of SoCal. Gather around the laptop. Friday nights it goes down. And we on the radio. Coming to your locale. Got into the third round. Better bring the smoke now. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday Night War Zone. Friday Night War Zone. Step into the 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 war zone. Friday Night War Zone. Friday Night War Zone.
How noble of you. How noble of you, Joe Morley Sports, to go ahead and extend the olive branch. Give Joe Scutero, make sure I say his name right, the win. His first win of his Friday Night Wars career, and I'm sure he'll be back when you quit because I've been beating you so bad.
Look, I have enough wins. I just give them away now. I got that. What am I up to now? I'm up 2 now on you. So, hey, I just give another one away. Here you go, Joe. Take it back. I was up 3. Then you tied it back. Now I'm up 2. I could have been up 3 if I would have took that win, but I'm not going to take that win because I like Joe, and Joe did great. So I'm going to give it to him because I'm gonna collect more. It's going to keep coming. So, yeah, Joe, enjoy your first win. I know you like it. I know you're going to cherish it. But great job.
In other news, I'm back. Hi, everyone. It's good to see you again. A lot has taken place since my last appearance on the Warzone Sports Network. I think it's been a full 2 weeks. The last time I was on was like 2 weeks ago, Friday Night Wars. A lot's happened. It's starting to get hot here in Los Angeles. It's no longer our 65-degree winters. The Chargers might get sold. Baseball is back. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back.
All I know is you're finally back. I told you that I was going to put the team on my back and on my shoulders, and I carried them just like Greg Jennings. And now you're finally back. I finally could take a little bit of them off, put them back on your shoulders, and you can help us because Friday Night Wars is about to get down.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate the help in my absence, in my suspension, which was crap, by the way. I don't understand why I was suspended still to this day.
And if you guys don't know why, go to
out of context.
Go to WarzoneSportsNetwork.com. There's a blog right there, and it tells you right now that Mike compared Corey Lindsey, the Chargers center, to the great Tom Brady, and said this is going to be the move that's going to put the Chargers over the top. So go over there, WarzoneSportsNetwork.com. Guys, check that out. Also, hit that like button right now. I know you're looking at it. I know it's like, hey, look at me, thumbs. Just click on that damn thing.
Just a little tap. Just a little boop. Just a little tap.
And then slide it over and go, subscribe.
Oh, yeah, a little subscribe button. And hit the little notification bell. Bling.
Because there's a lot more. Just Friday Night Wars. This is one of 3 shows on the Warzone Sports Network. But, Mike, I know you've been waiting for it. I know you said you've been gone for over a week, almost 2 weeks. Are you ready? Are you ready for topic number 1?
Oh, you already know I'm ready. I'm bringing the heat, and we're going to win by a landslide once again. Because when we want to turn that switch on, when we want to go from relax mode to go mode, or should I say suspension mode to go mode, we go. And I'm ready to go. You're ready to go. So let's go to war. Who will have a better career, Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson? Okay, I'm starting us off. Here's the deal. Zach Wilson is good, like really good. He has great instincts and a good feel for pressure while in the pocket. He's athletic. He's got a huge arm and possesses the rare ability in the NFL to throw at any arm angle, giving him the opportunity to really expand his game. He has the look of a star quarterback in the NFL. Now he just has to go out and do it. I'll go ahead and praise Mr. Wilson so much to say, at this point, I think that he may already be a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. Because like I said at the beginning of this segment, Zach Wilson's good. I am not even sure if Sam Darnold is good. I'm so on the fence about Darnold, and I have been his entire career. One play he looks elite and makes throws that only the best in the league can make. Then the very next play, he will have you making a throw that just confuses the heck out of you, thinking, what are you thinking, Sam? Moral of the story, the Jets are getting a fresh start with Robert Saleh. They're getting a fresh start with the new GM, Joe Douglas, in charge. They've already started things off strong by acquiring some players in free agency. Zach Wilson, in my mind, even today, may be the better quarterback than Sam Darnold, especially from a consistency standpoint. I will take that consistency over whatever Sam Darnold is going to do over there in Carolina. So I'm going to go with Zach Wilson will have a better career than Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's going to be the better starter. He's going to have a better career. He's not facing the Bills. He's not playing the Patriots. He's not playing the Dolphins anymore. As you know, the last couple of seasons, those three teams have had a pretty good defenses, right? Sam Darnold's going to go to a team that's finally going to give him weapons, finally going to respect him as a quarterback, going to put some pieces around him that lets him win. Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, the guy who made Joe Burrow who he is at LSU, is going to get Sam Darnold in the room and be like, come here, let me show you a few things, right? Sam Darnold doesn't have to put everything on his shoulders. Not everything on his shoulders like I do here on Friday Night Wars. He could turn around and just say, here you go, CMC. Here you go. Go make me look good. Sam Darnold is going to be 24 when the season starts. He has 2 above average wide receivers. And depending on what the Panthers do in the draft this month, Mike, I'm going to say it, top 15 offense, a top 15 offense in Carolina. Sam Darnold won't get beat down like Zach Wilson's going to do. He's not going to have to run for his life like Zach Wilson will. So Sam Darnold's going to have the better career. You can put that on the board.
You know what Sam Darnold does have to do that Zach Wilson doesn't have to do in New York? He still has to earn the starting spot of the Carolina Panthers quarterback. We don't even know Sam Darnold's the starter. Yeah, they brought him in. They traded a second-round pick for him and a couple of picks that don't matter. But so did the Dolphins with Josh Rosen picked up for a second-round pick.
If he wasn't the starter in Carolina, they wouldn't have told Teddy, hey, Teddy, go ahead and look for a trade. You can find it. You got it.
But what if he
doesn't? They wouldn't have picked up his – if he wasn't going to be the starter, if they weren't going to commit to him, they wouldn't have picked up his option. They have already done all that. They're committing to him. He's the man, and I think they did a really great job on doing it.
I mean, starter or non-starter, he's still got to go out and he's got to change the narrative. The narrative is that he's one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks in the NFL. He has very high peaks, very low valleys. He's got to bring those closer to each other. For me to even think that he's going to start for a long period of time in the NFL. That's another thing that Zach Wilson has going for him over Sam Darnold in this argument. Is Sam Darnold's already got that negativity surrounding him as far as just being in New York and being a part of that terrible team for the last couple of years. Zach Wilson is getting a fresh start, new coach, new GM, new entire team pretty much, bringing in a ton of different talent, different players. I don't know, man. If Sam Darnold goes up there to Carolina and is any good, that offense is going to be very good because he does have the weapons. There's no excuses for him now. But what if he doesn't? That's it, right? He's not getting a third chance.
No, but he won't need it because that's how good he's going to be in Carolina. He's not going to need that third chance. People are going to be people are going to be proud to put on that Sam Darnold Carolina blue jersey. Let's just say that.
Now you're just trying to get Brian Bolster's vote. That's all you're doing here. You're just trying to get Brian Bolster's vote. You sneaky little. One vote ain't going to change anything. You can go ahead and admit it's going to be Zach Wilson.
No, it's Sam Darnold all the way. I'll go Sam Darnold. Look, the Jets even came out and said, if we didn't have the number 2 pick, we would have kept Sam Darnold. You know what that tells me? That they love Sam Darnold so much that he's still such a good quarterback that they fell in love with somebody else. Okay, cool. But that just shows that they don't know what they're doing. They should have built around him. They should build around him. If he's good enough to draft at another position, he's good enough to draft when you have the number 2 pick. You trade that number 2 pick and you build around him. If he's that good, if you still that in love with him.
I think you just made my point. They're saying that if we did not have the option to pick up Zach Wilson, the guy we're talking about here, if we didn't have the option to get that guy, then we would keep this lesser guy. That's what they're saying.
You know what I like? You know what I love now? All these Jets fans that are out there crying, all these Jets fans are out here going, wait, we only traded him for a 6th, a 2nd, and a 4th. We should have got a lot more. But earlier this, we'll trade him for anything.
Yeah, he's
just
trash.
Get him off our team. But then they realized how good of a move it was of him going to Carolina and how good of a fit that's going to be. And they're like, wait, we really got rid of Sam Darnold, a number, top overall pick for a 6th, a 2nd, and a 4th. Yeah. Sam Darnold's going to make the Jets look bad. Man, it is what it is. Maybe both of them look good and they both play good, but the Jets will always be remembered for when Sam Darnold left them and became an all-pro.
You think he's going to become an all-pro? You're willing to say that right now? If he becomes an all-pro, then I'll be on your side. That he's going to have a better career than Zach Wilson.
We'll see in a couple years. We'll have to come back to this tape in a couple years. We'll find out. But I think, like I said, I'll go on record and say they'll have a top 15 offense this year.
Okay. I mean, I'll take that. Because all you got to do is just not turn the ball over and possess it and get the ball to CMC, and they can be efficient at the very minimum. But I need to see some consistency from Sam Darnold before I take him over anyone else except for Danny Dimes and Drew Lock. Both those guys are higher on the poop list for me. But other than those two, I need to see some consistency first.
He pooped his pants.
Yeah. The Brian Bolster pooped his pants list.
We'll see. We'll see one of these guys on there. But yeah, hey, make sure you guys vote. Make sure you guys like, subscribe on the video right here at the bottom. Make sure you guys vote for who just won that topic right there. If you're Sam Darnold and you like Sam Darnold like I do, hey, then type in Joe at the bottom. If you like Zach Wilson and you think Zach Wilson's gonna have a better career and you thought Mike made a good point, type in Mike.
I mean, I didn't have to make a point. You made the point for me. All right, let's go on to the next round. Will Kevin Durant or Joel Embiid's return to the court be more impactful?
Are we really going to debate this, Mike? Are we really going to ask which one is better? Which one means more coming back to the NBA? Kevin Durant, of course he does. Of course Kevin Durant is. I know Joel Embiid was the MVP caliber when he got injured and he left earlier this season, but this is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant could be considered the second best player in the NBA right now behind your Lord and Savior, LeBron James. Kevin Durant's come back and he will take the Nets to the level that everybody is talking them up to be, right? He's going to take them and go, whoop, whoop. That's where they're going to go. Durant at 100% is a man among boys in the NBA. The NBA is better with Kevin Durant playing and healthy. So let's go. Brooklyn, get ready because Kevin Durant's coming back and he's going to light it up, light it up, light it up. It's on fire.
That was absolutely awful. Look, here is Joel Embiid's stat line from his first game back on the court a couple of days ago. He had 24 points, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. Kevin Durant, 17 points, 5 assists, and 9 rebounds. Both in their first game back from month-long injuries. So both guys came back and they put in a little bit of work. They showed their impact right out the gate. But my case is that the 76ers need Joel Embiid a hell of a lot more, and the Nets need Kevin Durant, giving Joel Embiid the door open to make a larger impact on his team and on this season. Without Durant, the Nets have a record of 23-9, raising up to the first spot in the Eastern Conference. Now, without Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers were 9-9, 500, and have slowly started sliding out of the first spot in the Eastern Conference. Also, Joel Embiid is still in the MVP race and Defensive Player of the Year as well. How can we honestly say that Kevin Durant's return is more impactful on the Nets than Embiid on the Philadelphia 76ers when Durant may not even be the number one scoring option on his own team? Yes, I said it. James Harden was absolutely balling until his own injury just recently. I can't say in good conscience that Durant will be a more impactful return when the 76ers absolutely need Joel Embiid to even compete in the playoffs this year. Without Durant, what are the Nets? They're still a number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they're still probably a favorite to win the Eastern Conference. Without Embiid, the Sixers might not even be a playoff team. No way Kevin Durant is a bigger impact.
Without Embiid, you said they're not a playoff team.
Maybe like
With
7
Embiid,
seed.
You said they are a playoff team. You said they're a top team, right? But you said without Kevin Durant, you said Brooklyn can more than likely still be the number 1 seed, more than likely could win the East, right? But with Kevin Durant, they match up better against the West, right? They can actually have a chance to beat the West. So that's a game changer because Joel Embiid, no matter healthy or not, means he and the Sixers are not going to go up against the West team and beat him. But Kevin Durant healthy 100% means the East actually has a chance to beat a team from the West.
I think the Sixers could beat a team from the West. As long as the Lakers don't get healthy, the Eastern Conference has the teams to beat, in my opinion, for the NBA Finals between the Bucks, Nets, and Sixers. More the Sixers and the Nets. And a lot of that has to do with Joel Embiid's play and James Harden's play, not Kevin Durant's play, because Kevin Durant hasn't been playing.
Kevin Durant. It doesn't matter because they're both in the East, so it doesn't really matter because the Phoenix Suns are coming, and we all know
they're gonna win. They're gonna win the whole thing, right?
I just gotta bring the Phoenix Suns up all the time until they actually do me dirty and lose it in the playoffs or whatever when they get sent home. But right now, I can brag about the Phoenix Suns.
Let's start the round over. Who has a bigger impact, Devin Booker or Kevin Durant? There we go. I'm on Kevin Durant's side now. Team Durant the whole time.
Yeah, see? You guys heard that. Mike is going for Durant as bigger impact. So go ahead and vote on the bottom.
Yeah, go vote Joe. Joe. Drop it in the comments below. But on a real note, I think Embiid might still win the MVP award despite missing almost 20 games in the middle of the season. That's how impactful he's been on this team, and he is the star player on this team, without a doubt. Ben Simmons isn't even close at this point.
Or how crappy everybody else is if he can miss 20 games and still win an MVP.
Yeah, I mean, that has a lot to do with, the fact that LeBron's going to miss, 30 games instead of 20 games, and otherwise it'd be Bron.
LeBron James,
Yeah.
LeBron James, LeBron. Oh, so I almost got carried away right there. Every time I hear LeBron James, I got to say what that little kid did on the, on what was it, a Vine or something?
LeBron James. All right, guys, let us know who won this round in the comment section below, or save it for the end. Just to take a little note, MIKE took the first 2 rounds, so this thing's already over. We're doing the last round just for fun at this point. Embiid's back, KD's back, AD will be back, LeBron will be back, and these playoffs are going to be an exciting one. I'm excited for it. My favorite time of the NBA season is obviously the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Are we talking playoffs? All right, let's go to the next round. Which team will trade up to number 4 overall? This is a fun topic. I was going to go Patriots, but I just don't see them being that bold. I feel like Bill Belichick spent all of his boldness in free agency. Then I was thinking the Bears, but I still got a sneaky feeling that they may have some interest in either Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson. So where does that leave me with? The Denver Broncos. Drew Lock, like I said earlier, is on my poop list. He did not perform last year. And if you go back and watch the tape, a lot of it is to do with his footwork and throwing mechanics. They're borderline sloppy at times, like shouldn't be in the NFL at times. You saw it, his worst game. And if you guys really want a good example, to go watch that Raiders game. Unless Drew severely improves his game this offseason, next year, I think will be his last as a starter in the NFL. You just can't get away with stuff like that for very long. Stuff like throwing off your back foot with no pressure into double coverage. Yes, he's done it. I've seen him do it multiple times, and a lot of those interceptions were pretty awful. That is why, in my personal opinion, I think the Broncos are looking for a quarterback now more than later. And if the 49ers do indeed take Mac Jones at 3rd overall, the Broncos might not even need to trade up to 4 to get a quarterback. Lance or Fields could slide all the way back to 9, which would be an absolute steal. But I'm betting that the 49ers wisen up, take Fields, which puts the pressure on the Broncos to trade up and grab Trey Lance out of North Dakota State at pick number 4. The gap between the pick 4 and pick 9 is just too wide to really trust it and sit there and wait for him. Someone may jump in and grab Lance before it gets to you, such as the Bears, such as the Patriots. New GM George Patton has sneakily had the most aggressive and honestly one of the best off seasons so far, and I look to see them continuing that trend into the draft by moving up to number 4 and drafting the future starting star quarterback of the Denver Broncos.
All right. I got it, Mike. I'll say it. I'll go with the New England Patriots. I'll say the New England Patriots are going to move up to number 4. It's a big jump, but I think the Patriots have shown this offseason that they are kind of in a desperation, do whatever they need to do mode, right? You can't tell me that they're truly sitting there believing in Cam. You can't tell me that Cam is the guy, the one guy that they're going to go with, right? If the first 3 picks go Lawrence, Wilson, Mac Jones, even if it's Fields instead of Mac Jones, right? Why wouldn't the Patriots jump up and take Trey Lance? Or, if Mac Jones went number 3, then you have to decide between Fields and Lance. Belichick is waiting for a quarterback, and he will get one. I don't know what they will have to give up to jump from number 15 to number 4. I'm guessing it's going to be next year's first, of course, number 15, second round this year and something else. It's going to be a lot. It's going to take a lot. But if you're a Patriots fan and you're in the organization, you're going to want to move up and grab one of these 2 quarterbacks. Moving up in the draft to take a quarterback at number 4 is what the Patriots are going to do. And I said what I said.
Oh, I like that little touch that you put on there because I know they're watching. I don't watch their show, but I know they watch ours, and there's a reason for it. But anyways, moving on to the rest of my reaction to that, I think the Patriots could move up as well. My thing is there's a lot of reports that they're showing interest in trying to acquire Jimmy G. If the 49ers take someone right there, or at least holding out for Jimmy G in the following offseason, that lets me know that Bill Belichick may not be all in to a point where he's going to trade away that many picks to move up that far.
Look, I was on an Instagram Live the other day on the Warzone Sports Network Instagram Live. If you guys aren't following us on Instagram, make sure you guys do that. But I was live on there with Kevin Banks, and Seven, the new guys that are going to be doing our fantasy show come May, right, on our network. I was talking to them, and they asked me who I thought, if we took Trevor Lawrence out of the draft and who we put at the number 2 quarterback, who would you put? I said I would put Josh Fields. I think Josh Fields is better than everybody else, even according to Zach Wilson that we just talked about. Probably why I went with Sam Darnold on the next one. So for the Patriots to jump up, or even the Broncos, I don't care, either one, because I liked what you said with the Broncos. I can see that one too. So I can see both of these teams doing it because they can go up there, and you're telling me they can get Fields or Lance at number 4. Whew, why not? And I mean, in a good world, in an ideal world, both of them would hope that they keep falling, and they don't have to give us much. But I think if you can go land Lance or Fields in this draft, you got to do it.
Yeah, that 3 and 4 spot in this draft, 49ers and Falcons, I think, in my opinion, are the pivot point or the most critical point of this draft. Whatever the 49ers do at 3 is going to dictate what a lot of plans are for a lot of teams for a very long period of time based off of which one of the quarterbacks they get. The biggest thing that I'm on the Broncos about getting a quarterback is that team, when healthy and everyone gets back out there, they don't need much. They're kind of already built. They already have solid receivers in Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, and KJ Hamler ain't no slouch himself. He made some plays this last offseason. Noah Fant is always a beast every time he gets the ball. I mean, they could use a running back, but not at 9 overall. They could use maybe 1 or 2 offensive linemen, but their offensive line is decent. The defense is loaded now, the secondary especially. I mean, all they got to do is find their star quarterback, and I think they're going to be competing for a wild card spot in years to come. So I don't see any reason why not to move up. You lose the draft capital, but do you really need it? Your team is young, and everyone's going to be kind of hitting their stride at a similar time.
See, and that's why I'm not completely. I'm still wondering what the Detroit Lions are going to do at number 7. Are they sold on Jared Goff? Are they going to let Jared Goff do it, or are they going to take a quarterback? So there's 3 teams in that top 15 area. Everybody else probably not going to take a quarterback. So the 3 teams are like the 2 that we said: New England and Denver, like you said, and then there's Detroit. Atlanta is your other one, but they're already sitting at 4. If they want to take them, they're going to take them. They're not going to trade that pick. The only way I see Atlanta sitting at that pick, sitting at number 4, is if they draft a quarterback. And I've heard it's going both ways. I read it that it's going both ways. Their management and all of them are half of them want quarterback, half of them don't. So if you're sitting there at number 4, Atlanta, if Atlanta picks at number 4, it's going to be a quarterback. If not, they better trade that pick.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too soon for them. I think Matt Ryan's got at least 2 more good years left in him and probably a 3rd retirement year.
Yeah. So
just a year too soon for them to go ahead and draft a quarterback that high. I think it'd be smart to move back to 9 or 15 and take one of these corners. That'll be a good move for the Falcons.
I know. I always told people, if you're sitting in the top 5 right now and you're not taking a quarterback, you trade back.
Yeah. So let's unless you're the Bengals, then they take Sewell. But let's speculate a little.
If they do that,
let's speculate a little bit. What if Trevor Lawrence goes 1, Zach Wilson goes 2? The 49ers get smart. They take Fields at 3, who I think would fit their system beautifully. I love Trey Lance, but I think Fields could step into San Fran and make them a really good offense this year. I think he fits them perfectly. Anyways, let's say they take Fields. So at 4, someone trades up. Let's say the Broncos trade up and get Lance. Mac Jones slide all the way back to the Patriots at 15.
No.
Someone gets him.
I think they do.
I think
either somebody gets scared and they move up, or I don't see. I don't know. For some reason, I don't want to say it. I mean, I would hope he falls because he should fall out of the top 10. But somebody's going to get scared and move up. I guarantee. It always happens. Somebody always does. Maybe he goes right outside and goes number 11, but I don't think he'll go all the way to 15. There'll be another team calling to come up.
The Patriots would still have to trade up and get him. I honestly have very little stock in Mac Jones. I'm not a big fan of his game. I don't think he's going to bring anything to the NFL that you couldn't have gotten in free agency this last offseason.
Damn, like that's well, whatever.
That's for
another show. That's for
it's true. It's true. You just want to freaking just try and throw a little like
I just want to say
feelings.
Mac Jones
to the Super Bowl, right? 3rd overall pick. Go back in history and look at some 3rd overall picks and tell me that Mac Jones is a top 3 pick in the NFL draft.
In a couple of years, we'll be saying Mac Jones. Back then, you didn't want him. Now it's hot. You're all on him. You're probably too young for that reference, but
that's not how we're gonna be. That's not how we're gonna be. I do think that if any team is gonna get him, it's either going to be the 49ers or the Patriots, like you said, in possibly trading up, because that's the only 2 systems I see him even having a little success in. But I really, 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 really want the 49ers to just take Fields and go ahead and forget that Mac Jones idea.
Anyways, you guys heard the debate. You guys heard our responses. You guys heard what Mike and I had to say today. If you guys liked what I said, type in Joe in the comments. If you liked what Mike said, type in Mike in the comments. Because we allow you guys to pick the winners each and every Friday Night Wars. So you guys are doing it. This is one of the 3 shows on the Warzone Sports Network. We have Welcome to the Warzone. We have Sports Force. And we have Friday Night Wars, of course, is what you're watching. You guys make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button. Share this with your family and friends. Send out them out. Let them know the Warzone Sports Network is growing and getting bigger. We have more shows coming for you guys come May, even starting... Should I even tell them, Mike? Even starting next week, we're going to have some live shows.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm ready for this NFL draft. I'm ready to start talking about this NFL draft. We talked about the offseason. That's gone. Let's talk about this NFL draft in the weeks coming. I am excited for it.
Mock drafts coming up, too. We'll do some mock drafts this month. Guys, make sure you guys are following us on Instagram as well, the Warzone Sports Network on Instagram, TikTok, so you guys don't miss any of the latest upcoming news that we have, because sometimes we'll throw it on there, sometimes we'll throw it on the YouTube page. But you guys check us out, and we appreciate you guys following us here on Friday Night Wars.
Yeah, let's just do a quick recap before I do the spiel and end the show. Round 1, Mike. Round 2, Mike. Round 3, Mike. That easy.
Wow.
Drop it in the comments below. And also, I want to lend you some advice. Yes, you. I know you're watching. I'm looking at you. I'm watching you. And I want to give you some advice that you never know when you're talking sports or in a sports debate when you're going to have to go to war.
Now, step into the war zone. Step into the war zone. Step into the war zone. Step into the war zone.